y'all? I said, what's up, y'all? Look at me when I'm talking to you, bro. Nah, I'm just messing with y'all, man. This is your boy Knockout Boxing 86 TV, and we in here. So check this out, bro. Before we get going on today's video, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new here, share the video, turn on your notification bell, and if you want me on the panel, knockoutboxing86@yahoo.com is the email address. But without further ado, let's get it popping and get into today's video. And today, we got some Canelo Alvarez, Caleb Plant chatter. We got some Canelo Alvarez, Caleb Plant chatter. So I'm here to talk about it, bro. I'm here to talk about it. But before I get into it, live show every Wednesday night, 7:30 p.m. Central Time, 5:30 on the West Coast, 8:30 on the East Coast. Y'all come right here and hang out with your boy Knockout for a fun night of boxing talk. And we also got a new live show that we do every single Sunday morning at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. It's with the homie and the singing OG, KQKC Boxing Network, right here on my platform. And we go over to his platform as well. We alternate. This Sunday right here, we're going to be on my platform. But y'all need to go subscribe to KQKC Boxing Network so you can know when we live on his platform. And then obviously subscribe to me, turn on my notifications so you can know when we live on my platform. But y'all come check out those shows, man. They really, really lit. Very informative and really great time talking boxing with y'all. But let's get into the video. So, Canelo Alvarez. Robert Garcia says Canelo Alvarez going to stop Caleb Plant, and he going to stop him with a body shot. He going to stop Caleb Plant, he going to stop him with a body shot. And he says at 168 that David Benavidez will beat Canelo Alvarez's toughest opponent, and that David Benavidez is really the only one that he sees at 168 that will have a shot to beat Canelo Alvarez. Now, Caleb Plant has said himself, in his opinion, Canelo has looked beatable in his biggest fights. Is what he's saying right now. He's saying Canelo Alvarez looks beatable. He knows he got what it takes to beat him. And that if you go watch Canelo Alvarez fight against Lara, fight against Triple G, fight against Floyd Mayweather, in his biggest fights, he has looked beatable. That's what Caleb Plant is saying. So let's talk about all of it, man. Let's dissect it. I want to talk about the Caleb Plant stuff first because I really want to spend most of my time talking about Canelo Alvarez and David Benavidez and what Robert Garcia had to say about Canelo stopping Plant. But as far as what Caleb Plant had to say, bro, I hear what he's saying because those were some tough fights. Those were some tough fights, but just because a fighter looks a certain way against another fighter don't mean he would look the same against you. And so I just hope that Caleb Plant isn't banking on that, and I don't think he's the type of cat to do that. It seems like he always in shape, always work hard, pulling out all the stops, bringing Andre Ward to camp and shit like that. So he's giving Canelo Alvarez the due diligence and the concentration and the hard work that is warranted if you really plan on beating him. And he talking this shit like he won't beat him. So I'm cool with that. In terms of what he have to say, it's just fighter talk to me. It's just fighter talk to me. Maybe trying to play mind games with Canelo. Canelo don't talk a whole lot, so it's hard to know what he's thinking or how he's reacting to what you're saying, because he does most of his thinking and his reacting inside of the ring. But for Caleb Plant, I've been saying this. Talk your shit. Talk your shit. Just be ready to stand on it November 6th. That's all. That's all I would tell him. Because regardless of what anyone thinks about Canelo Alvarez, like cheating, you know, computerol, his camp is dirty, all the stuff that we've been hearing people say about Canelo Alvarez lately because of what's going on in his camp and the things that he's done in the past. All of that. He can fight, bro. He can fight. Like, really fight. And so, when you're doing all that talking, if you're Caleb Plant, just be ready for what's coming November 6th. Because I don't know how you think about Canelo Alvarez's opponents and who he looked bad against and who he looked good against. And he didn't do this against Lara. He couldn't do this against Floyd. He couldn't do that against Triple G. Cool. However you feel about them, that's how you feel about them. But here's what we can all say. Here's what's an unequivocal fact. No matter who you think gonna win, no matter what you think of each fighter, here's a fact for y'all. Unequivocal fact that no one will dispute. Canelo Alvarez is better than anyone Caleb Plant has ever fought. He's better than them. You go up and down Caleb Plant's professional resume, Canelo Alvarez is better than anyone he has fought. So Caleb Plant should just be ready to stand on what he's been saying. If you believe that, I want you to believe that because I want to see a great fight. And you know what? I would argue he has to believe that in order to have a shot in this fight. He can't go into the fight saying Canelo Alvarez is the greatest. He can't have it in his mind that Canelo Alvarez can't be beaten. So, you know, talk how you have to talk. Put stuff out in the atmosphere how you have to put out in the atmosphere. Believe in yourself. Let's see what happens November 6th. Now, for Robert Garcia, because this is what I really wanted to talk about, bro. Robert Garcia says that Canelo Alvarez stops Caleb Plant with a body shot. I think that's going to be the game plan because Canelo Alvarez, like, if Caleb Plant has an advantage, it's going to be his agility, his mobile, his reach, him being able to be a mover in that ring. And so Canelo Alvarez will have to try to slow him down. And the best way to do that is to go to the body. So I understand where Robert Garcia is coming from. I understand where he's coming from. But he also said something else, did Robert Garcia. He said it's going to be a tougher fight for Canelo Alvarez than what Billy Joe Saunders was because he believes that Caleb Plant is a far better fighter than Billy Joe Saunders. Now, I've been telling y'all that, and some people don't want to listen to my opinion. Some people don't want to listen to my breakdown. Well, Robert Garcia, Hall of Fame trainer, trained a bunch of world champions. You know, he could train. He's saying the same shit about Caleb Plant that I said about Caleb Plant. So take that for what it's worth. Just want to throw that out there, and we'll see as more fighters and more trainers start giving their predictions. I'm sure they'll bring up Billy Joe Saunders and they'll let you know whether they think Caleb Plant will be an easier fight or a harder fight. And then y'all come back and see me and be like, damn, Knockout, you was the first one to say that shit. But now everybody in boxing is agreeing with you. That's why you got to subscribe to the channel, bro. Because I'm telling y'all, man, I do this. I really, really do this, fam. But Caleb Plant, or no, Canelo Alvarez and David Benavidez. So Garcia believes Canelo is gonna knock out Caleb Plant. He believes that Canelo's toughest fight at 168 is David Benavidez. I would argue this. Part of me says he could be right because of how Canelo Alvarez's energy is with David Benavidez. And what I mean by that, bro, we have to state the obvious that Canelo Alvarez had no interest in that WBC belt until David Benavidez had to drop it. Now, we'll never know if he still would have moved up and went for that WBC belt if David Benavidez still had it. But he never talked about campaigning at 168 until David Benavidez dropped that belt or was stripped of that belt for cocaine, for testing positive of a recreational drug. But Valdez tested positive for a performance-enhancing drug, and he got to keep his belt. But David Benavidez didn't get to keep his belt. I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying. Oscar Valdez tested positive for phentermine, which enhances your performance, which was a banned substance. And he got to keep his belt and fight like the following week. David Benavidez tested positive for a recreational drug that doesn't help your performance. And he got stripped of his title and potentially one of the biggest fights in his career because he would have been in position to get Canelo, assuming Canelo would have moved the same with David Benavidez as the champion. Somebody make it make sense. Explain to me why Oscar Valdez had no consequences, but David Benavidez had some consequences. Make that shit make sense. But back to this. So part of me, with how I think the energy with Canelo is towards David Benavidez, part of me does believe that Canelo and his team believe that David Benavidez is his toughest fight. But then the other part of me, just as an analyst and someone who breaks down fights on a regular basis and looks at fighting styles, with David Benavidez's defensive inefficiencies and his square up style, because when he comes in, he's like Michael Myers or Jason or some shit. You know how, like, if y'all remember the scary movies, like Michael Myers, bro, he don't walk, he don't run, bro. He don't run. He just right there, fam. He right there. And as he's trying to kill you, you can get some shots off on Michael Myers. I've seen him punched before. I've seen people stab Michael Myers and shit. But Michael Myers always just keep coming, fam. That's David Benavidez, bro. He like Michael Myers. He just keep coming, bro. He ain't really got no defense. You can hit him in the body and shit. You can punch him in the face. I've seen David Benavidez get knocked down before. He just coming. He ain't shuffling. He just walking forward at you. The only thing fast about David Benavidez is his hands, bro. and they powerful, and he throws a lot of punches. He's an offensively gifted fighter, but the analyst in me says his style and his defensive inefficiencies are food for Canelo Alvarez. And part of me is like, can he take those types of shots, those types of counter punches, that type of head movement? Like, that would be a dog fight. And Canelo Alvarez has better defense. And his offense ain't as quantitative. He don't hit you with as much quantity. But Canelo Alvarez has a high-quality offense. And can David Benavidez take those body shots? Can David Benavidez take those counter uppercuts and those counter right hands? And that left hook? Can he take it? Because he gonna get hit with it. We overwhelm Canelo. I don't know if I see David Benavidez's style being something that's gonna just cause Canelo problems like a lot of people do. But it could. It could. I'd be very interested to see that fight. I hope that fight happens. If not at 168, hopefully 175. If you David Benavidez, you need to be looking up to try to get a title shot at 175, because that's going to be Canelo's next move. I don't see Canelo Alvarez just running around here at 168 taking on mandatories, bro. Because you got to look at a person's past behavior, right? Canelo wasn't running around here taking on mandatories at 160, right? He wasn't taking on a bunch of mandatories at 154. He hunting. He moving around in a certain way. You feel me? So what makes you think he gonna take on a bunch of mandatories at 168? In all likelihood, he'll probably move up to 175 or something. So if you David Benavidez, you gotta try to see that before it happens. If you want that fight, try to move up, get you a title shot so you can have something that he want, bro. But what Robert Garcia said, I can see why he thinks David Benavidez might be the toughest fight for Canelo at 168. But I think David Benavidez got a lot of holes defensively. And so I think offensively, I see he could probably give Canelo Alvarez problems, but Canelo Alvarez would give him just as many problems because of his lack of defense. But y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Overall, Robert Garcia agrees with me that Caleb Plant is better than Billy Joe Saunders. He think that that Canelo Alvarez is going to stop Caleb Plant to the body. I could see that happening possibly because Caleb Plant's going to be the more mobile fighter. Canelo going to be trying to slow him down. So part of his game plan is going to be to go to Caleb Plant's body. And he thinks David Benavidez is going to be the toughest fighter Canelo's career at 168. I don't know if I agree with that. I'll give y'all a hint, though. Canelo Alvarez, in my opinion, as of right now, his toughest fight at 168, the fighter that will give him the toughest fight, I don't think is in the division yet. I think they need to move up. I think that's his toughest fight. And I'll leave it at that for y'all. But y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Comment down below. Hit the like. Subscribe to the channel. Share the video. Turn on your notification bell. If you want me on the panel, knockoutboxing86@yahoo.com is the email address. Don't forget about my live show every Wednesday night, 7:30 Central Time, 5:30 on the West Coast, 8:30 on the East Coast. And our new live show that we got with the OG, the singing OG that is, KQKC Boxing Network, every Sunday morning, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. We're going to be live on my platform this Sunday, so y'all come right here to check out our morning after boxing show Sunday morning at 9 a.m. And then the following Sunday, we'll be back on his channel. So y'all got to subscribe to him. Stay subscribed to me so y'all can know each Sunday whose platform we're going to be going live on. But it's going to be a fun morning of boxing talk Sunday morning. It's going to be a great night of boxing talk tomorrow night, this Wednesday. So y'all come through and hang out with your boy. But I appreciate y'all watching this video. Everybody enjoy the rest of y'all day. And with that, we out of here, y'all. Peace.